All right. So it says I am live. It's always fun to give it just a moment before I start talking, just to get things going. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Create a couple banners here. This Saturday, 13th, as we discuss Dead Alive. What up, Psycho Rocker? All right. So, as many of you may know, and Psycho Rocker, you're the only person here. So, this is a conversation for you. Anybody that catches this later on, hello. Thank you for checking this out. As you may know, a while back, I made a couple of these guys. This is a Victor Pascow Pet Cemetery Funko Pop, custom made. See his little brain in there. I made two of them. I made one for me. I made one for Chuck over for horror's sake, right? And then I worked with I shouldn't say worked with because he did the work. I spoke with Gabe Miller at Gabe Miller Customs about making the box for me, and he did these boxes up, and they are perfect. If you don't know his work, you have got to check him out. Hey, Kelly, thank you very much. You've got to check out his work. If you have a dream of a custom Funko Pop that you want to make, let him know. He will bring it to life. Down there, Instagram, Gabe Miller Customs. Check him out. Like I said, I made the pop. He made the box, and together it made this right here. So I took this to Creature Feature out in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I was able to get this signed by Mr. Brad Greenquist. So I got this one, the one for Chuck. I got the inscription, "I'll come to you," which Brad was very cool about that inscription. It wasn't a very common one for him, but he was stoked to hear that one instead of the usual "the ground is sour" over and over again, which I did get on another piece. So not talking shit on that quote. When I first started doing this, I had no idea how I was going to do it. Like, making a custom Funko Pop seemed like a heavy undertaking, and I didn't know what to do, what to use, how it was going to come together. So this was like one of my original designs here, my original pieces that I was practicing on. Turn that down a little bit. I used this Pugsley Pop. I knew I had to chop off his legs so I could put him in shorts. And this one I just wanted to play around with. I made him very ghostly pale. Here's the brain that I did on him instead of using like a plastic brain. It'd be cool if it would focus for you. Get the woo up here. That was just foil. And I just didn't like how it didn't pop. It didn't really come out and show. Oh, that's a good view of it. And then I screwed up. It didn't really come out and show, hey, this is a brain. It just looked like, I don't know, road rash. Let me know what you think. You're seeing it. Let me know what you think. So this was just the practice run, right? And then I got the pieces that I truly needed to make it work and made those two. So I had to, after I took it to Creature Feature Weekend and I spoke with Brad, he asked me if I could do it again, if I would make another one for him. And I was like, I only made these two. It was very stressful, to be completely honest. Like, I really stressed about it to the point where I think my family was ready to choke me because I just wanted it to be perfect. And so I was nervous about making a third one. I did not want to make a third one. I went into it without expecting to ever make another one, but he asked me if I would make one for him. And how could I say no to that, right? So when I got back from Creature Feature Weekend, I looked into getting the pieces that I needed for it. There was one piece that I didn't have anymore, and I had no idea where I would find it. Huge thank you goes out to, for horror's sake, to my buddy Chuck, because he is the one that got me the piece I needed to make this happen. the way that it turned out, the way that the others turned out. So without him, this would not have been possible. So this is the one that I made for Brad. I had some issues with the legs this time around. But luckily I was able to get them figured out so he stands. That was the hard part. I don't know if I'll be able to. So he stands. I mean, that was where I was having the most issue, was getting him to stand. I'm sure if I had professional tools, it wouldn't have been as bad. You'll notice his brain sticks out quite a bit more on this one, which I love, especially after seeing the live makeup tutorial, like how prominent they did the brain for him in the movie. I wanted that. This piece right here is my pride and joy, that brain flap. If you watch the movie, you'll notice that he has that flap throughout the movie from his skull. And I honestly, as nervous as I was, I feel like this one turned out to be the best one. I have the little road rash from where he got hit by the car. I got that there. I feel like this one turned out to be the best one. I didn't go overboard with it. That was the one thing that I was worried about. My friends kind of warned me against, was don't go crazy with it, right? Because that is where I would have screwed it up. So why are we here today? Well, we are here today because this is ready to go. It just has to get boxed up and sent to Brad. But in order to do that, I needed help from Gabe Miller once again. And it arrived today. So we're going to crack this open. I will have to make some slight adjustments to the piece that the Funko Pop sits in, because with his brain being what it is, it doesn't fit in the normal background. Oh, sick. Let's cap this so I don't hurt myself later on. There it is right there. Gabe Miller Customs. If you want a custom Funko Pop, you have something in mind that you want to see come to life in Funko Pop form, reach out to him. He is a busy man, but he will get back to you and you will be very happy with the results. And if you're not happy with the results, maybe you're just a butthole. Look at it. Victor Pascow. So it's the same, pretty much the same box. He did the same thing over again, which is what we were going for. It wasn't supposed to be anything crazy. Thank you. Excuse me. So there's the box. There it is there. The back. Oh, man, I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, he sends you pictures. Well, in the case of this one, he sent me pictures before it got done, and the pictures are great. Obviously, you want to see what it's going to look like before it lands on your doorstep, but nothing prepares you for how it's really going to look. So let's pop it out of here. The cardboard on these is a bit thicker and better. It's more heavy duty than the cardboard you get on the regular Funko Pops. So just keep that in mind. It's not meant to be tossed around. It's not meant to be handled, but if it is, then it's going to be a bit more protected than your usual Funko Pop box. Which also means you want to be, okay, this one's easier to get open. The last ones I got, like, it kind of stuck when I was trying to open it. So just want to be careful. Like, he makes these, he gets them bent. You don't get like a lot of the wear and tear on them that you normally see with your Funko Pops. The insert here, this is the part that I'm saying I'm going to have to make some adjustments to. So let's set this aside for now and just look at this. Oh, we don't want that one. We want this one. Since I had some issues with his legs, he's a little too tall. So I'm going to have to cut inside here. I'm trying to see if I have any other ones. So I'm going to have to cut inside this a little bit so he'll sit and rest in this packaging. Because like I said, man, he did not want to stand. So bear with me. There's 4 of you watching. Feel free to chat. Say hello. Ask me what I'm doing. Okay. Right now, all I'm doing is cutting around as carefully as I can so I don't cut off a finger, which would be kind of cool to do on this live. I'd probably end up getting a lot more streams than I'm used to. People love seeing people get hurt, right? Look at what we did, like how popular Jackass is and all of that. Hey, sweetheart. For horror's sake, we were just talking about you, buddy. I'll highlight it again here as soon as I avoid cutting my finger off. When I said that piece I needed, it was this piece right here. Get it to zoom. That brain. That brain is what I needed to complete this. And without Chuck tracking this down, this would not have turned out. Uncle Ed, what is up, pal? Right now, we are getting our Funko Pop to fit in the case. Still a little tight. I need to come over on that side a little bit. Now, I'll be honest with you. I am not the craftiest. I am not the cleverest. Like, all of this is way outside my normal wheelhouse. So if you look at me and you think, man, he doesn't know what he's doing, you're right. I don't. I feel like there was a smart way to do this and a dumb way to do this. And the dumb way involves doing it live instead of figuring it out and then going live to show you the final outcome. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. And to be honest, like when I said I wouldn't do another one of these, like to have him ask me to make one specifically for him was such like a rewarding thing, because with this being outside of my wheelhouse, with this being something I wouldn't normally do, having like the person who played the role like it that much, if I were to make another one, because I do have the ability, I kind of have the ability to make one more, it would have to be for Miranda Lambert, who directed the movie, or Stephen King himself. Which, how rad would that be? I mean, come on. We're not fixing a Funko Pop, Ed. We are bringing it to life. And he's just about done. Uncle Ed is captain of the I Hate Funko Pops Club. They meet once a month at the Starbucks in their local Target. They chose Target because Target is the retailer that has the most success with selling Funko Pops. So they know there they'll be able to boo the Funko collectors as they come through. I haven't cut myself yet. That's amazing. This is the hard part, is throwing it on the floor and making sure Ed gets some Cujo, or Brad gets some Cujo hair in the mix. I also am not exactly thrilled with how his legs turned out, because I did try to paint them a little bit. Cujo's starting to cough. I'm going to mute for 1 second. Did you guys see that special set that was coming out from GameStop for the Killer Clowns pops? I think there was like 4 pops in it or something. Pre-ordered one. Pre-ordered day one, especially since they're blacklight. Yeah, the blacklight ones are awesome. I pre-ordered it too. I don't know how long. I didn't pre-order it immediately because I didn't know about it until a little bit later. But I was happy to snag one. I mean, I've always liked Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but it wasn't until Creature Feature and seeing the movie with the cast that I was like, I really appreciate this movie. Pow. Like once I was able to see it with them and just hear their commentary, it was so much cooler. Like it just made it such a cooler experience. We're almost there, guys. I promise. We're almost there. I never thought I'd be one of these people that went live working on a project, but I also didn't expect this to be kicking my ass the way that it is. I forgot that I moved my camera down so you could see what I was doing. Chuck, yeah, dude, you unfortunately didn't exactly have the best luck this past weekend. So with hospital bills, that definitely sucks. I feel for you, bud. Do we have him? So close. Really, Psycho Rocker. And you just loved it immediately? Like that was like love at first sight? So you had to get those pieces? The cool thing is, like, it seems like everyone that was involved in that movie is so nice. Like, they're just some of the nicest people you can meet. And they do a lot of conventions and stuff, so it's easy to get to meet them. All right. Now, the main thing to this is you also have to make sure that with everything I did, it won't wobble too much in the box, because this is obviously designed to hold him in place. I feel like if Gabe Miller is watching this, he's just like wide-eyed, like, what the hell are you doing? I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I got it. Oh yeah, dude, we got it. Why am I blowing on it? Because Cujo hair gets everywhere. So I did have to do pretty much the same thing to the one that I did for me and the one that I did for Chuck. So I don't know, Chuck, I'm sure you noticed. but I chopped it up to make it work. The Killer Clowns game, I feel like with his heavily like involved everyone is, it's gonna be good. All right, so I'm gonna have to fix him. I might have to use a different background, but yeah, oh yeah, he needs fixed. But I'll do it when I'm not camera shy. So there is basically what he looks like. Victor Pascow with his brain flap in the box, just like that. I'm stoked. And the main thing is, Gabe did send it in a protector, but I decided that the only way to make sure this gets to him in one piece would be to throw him in one of these $7 a pop protectors. And now, Brad Greenquist is going to have his very own Victor Pascow Funko Pop. I'll just get in there and rework that packaging a little bit so he sits in there nice and straight, nice and tall, backed up like you would normally expect, just like this one. Just like that. I learned it from watching you, Chuck, breaking out the big boy protectors. I learned it from watching you. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I don't really know much about. I'm not really a gamer either. It looks cool, but yeah, we'll see. I'll be happy to hear the feedback. Thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate it. So this one will be going out to Brad here very soon. Once we get that back all swapped out and have him standing there nice and pretty. And that's it. I got to get back to work. Focus on the rest of my day. But thank you all so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. On Saturday, Chuck and I will be getting together live to talk about Dead Alive. You'll see it scrolling down here. So I hope you're able to join us. And until then, friends, stay safe.